Family review of the 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. This vehicle redesigned for this year. It's been a long time coming and it's much needed for their best-selling vehicle. Man, this thing looks cool. And the inside, it's well appointed. For today, we're gonna do a little family review, so let's have some fun. So my wife Cassie's gonna be with us today, giving us her valid and very much needed opinions when it comes to cars, and hopefully I don't kill this biker.
Oh, jeez.
What's up, dude? Coming out of the back of like a parking lot. Anyways, turn right on red. Oh, right on red there. We hit a little pothole. I guess we can talk about the exterior first. I like how this vehicle looks. It looks a little bit Range Rover. What do you think?
Yeah, it's nice. I think it looks respectable from outside.
As Maggie's.
It's a beautiful car.
Maggie, our three-year-old. She's 3-year-old now, yeah.
3-year-old.
Or 3.
Wow.
Oh, this is Mumu's car. That's her nickname. So Maggie loves this vehicle, and I think it's a very good family car overall.
If you have a small family.
If you have a small family, yeah. We'll talk about the interior, I guess. I guess we can get straight into it because the exterior looks great. I think Mitsubishi set out of the park. It's the best looking Mitsubishi in the lineup by far, and it's hopefully a sign of things to come. It's not perfect. I don't like the reflective boomerangs up front. I wish that was like glossy black or something. But other than that, like, I really have no problems with the vehicle. Even the fake exhaust in the back don't look bad. Let's go ahead and get on the interior because this SEL trim comes in around $38,000, and from the looks of it, it looks very upscale. Mm-hmm. You typically don't like black interiors, but you had a lot to say about this one.
It looks nice. I like the caramel or whatever brown this is. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's great. And the stitching on the seats and the doors, like everything's soft touch in here. It's very impressive. Like even the dash up here is soft touch. Yeah. This is the only thing that doesn't seem up to speed, I would say, is this glossy black surface that has just nothing on it, and it like collects dust, fingerprints, and scratches.
Okay, yeah.
And maybe this aluminum with this big knob, like that may seem a little out of place with how nice this interior is, but other than that, like that's just nitpicking. We have the big touchscreen in here that we see in Nissan products, and why do I say that? Well, we know Mitsubishi and Nissan Renault have aligned together, and this vehicle is actually built in Japan. I test drove the Rogue last year, and this has given me a lot of Rogue vibes. That Rogue I drove last year was built in Japan like this vehicle, and the quality on both of them seem both to be pretty excellent. Essentially Nissan screens in here with slightly different customizations, welcome screens, and it is a nice high-tech experience. But in terms of this SEL grade, we also have a huge panel roof. We have climate control for the back. You notice the AC is not very cold, right?
No, it's not cold. The kids can complain. Which it's hard in Florida.
It's tough.
It takes a long time.
Yeah, it takes forever to cool down. It kind of reminds me of the Acura RDX I test drove last month. Not good. So if you live in Florida, might not be the most cold situation for you.
Also, there's lots of windows. Did they come with like an option to have like
we have
a screen?
There are sunshades in this car in the back two seats.
That's nice.
Super nice. Yeah, it's something we have in our minivan.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Let's talk about space because that's where this vehicle tries to do a lot in its small package. We'll hit the brakes too, and the brakes have a big. Huh?
She likes this car.
She likes this car. So she's reviewing it with us, of course. The brakes have a big dead spot in the beginning, and then they're pretty progressive after that. You just have to get used to that mushy dead spot. But back to the space, like this vehicle has 3 rows, which is, looking at it from the side, you might not expect that. It's not that big of a vehicle. It looks bigger from the front, but then you see it from other angles. It's not that tall. It's pretty narrow. But that 3rd row, like, there's no space for the girls' legs back there, which they're fine. They're tiny little 5-year-old kids. And then behind that, there's not a lot of space. And that 3rd row, since the seat is so small, the headrests are enormous. They're like 18 inches long, and they take up half of my space on the rear view window. So that's kind of a detraction. If I didn't have kids back there, I wouldn't have the headrests. Oh, we have a RAV4 Prime in front of us. That is a rare vehicle. New York plates. Big surprise.
Oh, it passes the mom reach around test.
What does that mean?
I can reach around and give things to the kids, which is kind of
nice. You can divvy out snacks.
At least the first row. I can't do like the last, but.
Well, not the last, but that's what the mommy throws for. And this car has been baptized with cracker dust already, so it has been well lived in the past week or so since we've had it. Let's talk about the fuel economy and the engine. So we're getting about 25 to 27 miles per gallon in town. On the highway, you can definitely do better than that. This has a small engine for a somewhat large vehicle, 2.5 liter naturally aspirated engine with 181 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque, made it to like a Jatco CVT from Nissan. So it's not like the most punchy vehicle. It's barely adequate just to keep up with traffic, but like I'm just gonna hammer down. And like literally I'm not going in. It takes yeah.
That's a
fast car, but only because she hears the engine noise. We're really not going anywhere. So once the revs hit about 5,000 RPM and the brakes are hard to modulate because I'm on them, but the vehicle isn't stopping because you have that big dead space. So anyways, the driving dynamics here just are not great. I really want to test out the plug-in hybrid of this vehicle, which has been reworked for this newest generation. Bigger battery, more electric range, more power than this. I feel like that would be an excellent option for this vehicle, but can't really say too much about it other than I'm not driving that right now. I also have paddle shifters if I want. Like, it simulates 8 gears in here, and it's in 3rd gear. I'm just gonna hammer. Nothing. It's somewhat comical, the lack of performance in this vehicle, and you don't get the best fuel economy as a result either, like 27. So it is what it is. And I guess that's how this vehicle, with all its features and its cool design and its nice amenities, comes in at a cheap price. Like what I think is cheap for a family SUV, like $38K nowadays, is under the average vehicle price, which is well over 40 at this point. You get a lot of features, but not a lot of, well, no performance at all. And you also get a pretty rough ride in here. The wheels look awesome on this car. These 20-inch wheels look great. The riding experience is pretty harsh.
It looks weird.
The shifter is weird. I don't know. I see so many different shifters that it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Park buttons on the top. You have a couple buttons on the side to, well, just one on the driver's side to select gears, and then you move it up and down.
It's just so small.
But the shifter in your Prius is way smaller than that.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like a little.
I guess it's not thick.
Tiny
this one's
nub.
like thick.
This is. It's so you can sit your hand on it.
You're turning too early.
Oh, I'm turning too early.
That's okay. We can go the other way.
Whoops.
We're early enough.
It does handle well. So there's a good example of me weaving through the lines. For a larger SUV, it is pretty nimble. It feels light for sure.
How's it parking?
Oh, parking's great because I have 360 camera. Like, we took this to the mall, picked up some clothes for the kids, which is extremely rare. We never go to the mall, but like it was easy to park. The parking camera, so that's great. Also, blind spot monitor. I have radar cruise control. Like, I do have a lot of those safety features.
We took this to Sam's, didn't we? It's hard to park in Sam's. We have narrow spots.
No, Sam's parking spots are huge.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah,
I've
it was
never
fine.
parked in Sam's.
Oh, okay. I always do it. Parked at Sam's and there's just no cargo capacity.
Yeah.
If we would have bought toilet paper, we would have had to like strapped it to the roof or something.
Sits on someone's lap.
So I don't know if Mitsubishi has like a cargo system for the roof on this vehicle, but you actually might need it if you have a family of more than 4, I guess, because you're putting kids in the back row.
That's true, yeah. Family of like 2 kids, it's perfect. It really
2
is.
to 3. 3's pushing it a bit.
3's pushing it.
Even though it has 3 rows of seats and can fit 7.
Yeah, but you're gonna have a kid complain.
Yeah, with car seats, we have to use that middle fold-down seat, like literally fold down so the kids can pass through to the 3rd row.
Yeah.
So it's really a 6-seater.
Yeah.
Because you can't move those seats if you have car seats in them.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and yeah, it's a lot of compromise, but
it's
if you have
car.
It's a beautiful car.
Yeah, it's really cute. People say hi to us when we leave the car.
Yeah, like Cassie noticed where people are way like nicer to us in this really cool looking car, SUV, than it is in our like 20-year-old minivan. Like,
true story.
And maybe it's partially because where we are, where we see Ferraris and Bentleys, like they're Toyotas down here. Yeah, so if you're driving something that looks nice, you're considered like upper class, I guess, or normal class down here. Normal class down here, where if you see a car older than 5 years, it's considered really old.
I mean, we must look like we're a clown car because all the kids coming out of this looks like a small car, but
This vehicle?
actually
Yeah,
not.
the kids just like pour out of it.
Yeah.
They keep coming. It's like, wait, how big is that vehicle?
Right. At least it's easy for the kids to get to the back, though. Like, we've been in cars where it was difficult.
Yeah, I would agree.
I can't help you.
Gigi fell asleep already, so it is
Smooth enough.
passes the nap test.
Okay, Reg, helper. Thank you. It's easy for like the kids to get to each other too.
Yeah, we just noticed that when Maggie is having a meltdown on her Kindle.
Which is really helpful.
She passed it to her older sibling really easy over her car seat to the third row. And since there's no room between the second and third row, it's easy for them to share things. So I guess that's a benefit of having less space. Because in the van, it's
not possible.
It is not possible
They're
for them.
throwing things at each other.
Yeah, it's a bit cavernous, which is better most of the time.
Yeah, I would agree.
And one last thing, like I have head-up display in here, which is pretty good. I really like this head-up display in the new Nissan Rogue Platinum. So one of the better ones. It's super clear, don't get double vision, and I enjoy it. Bose sound system that we see in a lot of other Nissan products as well, but I haven't really cranked it since I've had the kids in here, but I'm sure it sounds on par with just about any other Bose system, which is good enough for most people. Wireless charger, we have USBs in the second row, USBs here in the first row, but we have no USBs in the third row, and we don't have any vents in the third row, which doesn't help cooling this car down. And the kids, if this car's sitting in the sun, they get a bit sweaty back there. But I think we're going to end it there before we get to swim lessons and before the kids have a meltdown or something. So I could see ourselves making do with this vehicle. It would be hard when we do our bigger runs to like Sam's Club or Target.
We couldn't do it as a family. We'd have to.
We might have to take 2 cars to go to like our big stores, which is just not convenient. So it would be tough for us to live with this vehicle, but I think we could if we had to.
Yeah, it's a great vehicle. I mean, overall,
like for everyday livability, if you don't really need to have performance, like this vehicle is smooth. There's just not a lot of go to it. Just barely enough, and fuel economy is not terrible, but I would really want to test this with the family with the plug-in hybrid and see what we can get out of that vehicle and how it suits our needs a little bit better, especially with taking the kids to school and things like that. But I'm going to end it there. Mitsubishi did a great job with this vehicle, inside and out. Just give it a little bit more power, and I think you're there, to be honest. So, anything you want to say?
No, I think that's great.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Mitsubishi, for sending us our first review vehicle on the channel. That's really cool. We haven't had a Mitsubishi on the channel, and them being a Japanese company, that's a huge portion of what I cover on the channel, Japanese and Korean cars. So catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more Mitsubishi. So we'll have more coming. Take care.